Hello, welcome to another edition of Chris Speaks, and I'm your host, Christopher Thompson. Okay, today is Martin Luther King Day, and I was watching the service for Martin Luther King Day. It's a telecasted church service, and there were people that went up, and Martin Luther King's daughter went up there, and she made this great speech, wonderful speech. The ability to do public speaking really runs in that family. And she brought up the death of Rene Good and how much of an injustice it is. And then she brought up like how things are going crazy, and that um, this time it's very important for us to do nonviolence. And she did some quotes from her father and stuff like that because they're still true to this day. And it was something about like, oh, I'm not even gonna go into that because when I try to remember stuff, I screw it all up. So, anyways, there's that going on, and then what did she bring up? Oh yeah, she brought up the fact that Trump said that the the Civil Rights Act um harmed white people, which is a load of bullshit. The only people that harmed were the people that wanted to continue to brutalize black people and treat them like garbage. And it's like, see, there's those people, like the people like her, and then there's the people like Trump that say that basically everybody deserves to die who stands up to ICE, which isn't true. We we've got to keep the spirit of King alive, and King want us to just sit around and do nothing and just let things happen? No, he would tell us to go out and march. He would go out there and march with us, and I'm so well, with you, because I'm not marching. I I don't go to protest because I have um, certain physical problems that keep me from doing that. Like basically, I have to be I pee too much, and I have to be like close to the toilet, like because I pee like every 5 minutes. So that's why I don't go out there and march. Not because I don't want to, not because I don't want to do something about things. So I do these videos hoping that it will, I don't know, ho- hoping that people will listen to me and be inspired to fight against the system that's so corrupt right now. And it's causing a lot of problems. And like, I just don't understand things. I just don't understand why people would ever even have voted for Trump the first time, let alone the second or third time. So, I mean, what we need to do is we need to fight, because there's this the basically what she called an evil in this world. And yeah, what's going on is evil. And oh, there's another thing that came up, is that, oh, and it was immediately struck down with the court order, is that the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, declared that filming ICE is obstruction. Well, there's something I have to say to that right there, right there. Okay, so you can't film people. That's bullshit, because the just as if they as with police or any type of law enforcement, whether they be local or or federal, um, it is not against the law to record them. That is actually part of your First Amendment rights of free speech. So, and of course, immediately a judge said, no, that's ridiculous. You can't do that because um, that violates the First Amendment. So, there we go. There you go. Okay, so we got the Trump administration. Well, what they're always doing, what they've been doing constantly, has been trying to fucking destroy our rights. trying to say that we don't have the right to stand up against an injustice. And the injustice, I mean, it's not like they're nicely taking these people and doing this in any ways. It's like, and they're not like immediately deporting them, and they're not going through the court system. So why are they just keeping everybody locked up? So they have these camps, which they've been planning for years and years and years to have these camps. They've been planning years and years and years, way before Trump, to have this, to do mass deportations. And this is part of a bigger, more insidious plan. They, I mean, they even published it. You can fucking get it. It's called Project 2025. They're following it to a T. So here we have an injustice that goes, that's very, very, what's going on now is very similar to what went around in the went on in the 1960s. And you might say, "Oh, Chris, those were citizens," and well, they weren't considered citizens. Black people weren't really considered in the South. In the South, they didn't consider them citizens. They didn't consider them worthy enough to drink from the same fountain as them. Like, they would go hang a black person or beat them to death for looking at a white woman the wrong way. So it kind of is the same. And whether the illegal immigrants are illegal immigrants or not doesn't mean that every time ICE gets them that they can beat the crap out of them. That's bull. They never are nice to people. People will not resist, and they'll still beat the crap out of them. And they'll do something like a protester. They push a protester down, and their foot touches their foot because they're falling down, and then they'll beat the crap out of them. Well, they were, and try to charge them with assaulting an officer. So it's a bunch of nonsense. They don't have to do that. They attack reporters. There was a reporter, and they were in the building, and they threw her across the room. This is not, oh, what is this? They're following the law. No, they're not. The law doesn't allow brutality just for the sake of it. And let's get into that. Let's get into ICE. These guys, they're getting them in with these bonuses. Okay, so they're doing background checks and finding these guys have like history of committing crimes. They have big ass rap sheets. They don't care. They let them in because they need to amp up the ICE to do this nonsense they're doing. And then they'll give them these tests. They'll give them a test. They'll test them. Open book test. Open book. Open notes. Can't pass it. They still hire them. And so we got these idiots who can't even pass an open book. Do you know how easy it is to pass an open book, open note test? It's so easy. It's like they might as well have handed them the answers and then they still can't get it right. And so, yeah, it's Martin Luther King Day, and I'm not completely speaking out on him because I mean, he was a great man, and I'd love to follow in his footsteps. We should all follow in his footsteps, and we should not be afraid of what happens. I mean, that's either easier said than done, but this is the way things are happening, man. They're killing American citizens because they're following them and filming them. They're trying to make it illegal for you to film that. Why do they not want you to film them? Because they're fucking being caught with their bullshit, doing their bullshit, brutalizing people, shooting American citizens in the face. Freaking, what do they do? They're going around, and the Supreme Court basically is allowing them to racial profile. So what they do is they go look for people that look Hispanic and places where they might hang out, and then they apprehend them. And a lot of times they beat them up, and then they're like, okay, well, we found out that you were a citizen, just like you were telling us. And now that even though we wouldn't, I mean, they won't even, people tell them, and they're like, we don't care about your papers. We don't want to see your ID. We don't want to see it. And there's this one guy they pulled out of a Target. I can't remember where it was. It might be in Minnesota where all this shit's going down right now. They pulled him out of a Target where he was working. He said, I work here. He said, I'm a citizen. I have identification on me. I have all of my papers. And then they take him. And the next thing, there's video from some Walmart where they just tossed him out there, and he's crying. And they said, "Are you all right?" And said, "No, I'm not. They beat me up." And people said he was bleeding, and they just threw him out at the Walmart. Is this law and order? This is not law and order. This is not how you treat human beings. And I don't give a fuck if they're illegal or not, because you know what? Legality doesn't change the fact that they have rights, that they have constitutional rights. This is insanity. We're denying people their rights to go to court, and we're throwing them in concentration camps. We're putting them in camps like we did with the Japanese Americans during World War II. And don't tell me it's the same, because it's the same. Yes, they were citizens and it's different, but they put them in the camps because they didn't see them as citizens. They saw them as the enemy just because of their ancestry. Just because they were of Japanese ancestry, people who were born here had were American citizens, born American citizens, and they didn't see them as citizens because they were Japanese descendants. So, yeah, this isn't about law and order. This is them doing the same crap they've been doing, where these far right Americans have been doing for years and years and years and years and years. It's nothing new. Nothing new under the sun, man. This is nothing new under the sun. It's the same old shit. It's just a different face, a different mask. Now it's it's ICE with no badge, no identification, and a mask. It's a different mask. Before they were wearing a freaking white sheet over their head. Yeah, it's the same people. They're the same racist assholes. The Proud Boys are just a new version of the KKK. Just a new version of the neo-Nazis. And they're hiring them. And so, yeah, now the neo-Nazis are the assholes that are going around terrorizing the United States. And by the orders of Donald Trump, who's following Project 2025, which is basically a battle plan, which it's kind of stupid to publish your battle plan. Yes, I said this before in another video, but it's stupid. But anyways, I mean, it's not about law and order. It's about causing chaos. Everything Trump's done in the last year has been to cause chaos. That's what they want. They want to cause chaos. They want to piss people off so much that they give him a reason to fucking send troops to shoot and kill them. That's what he wants. They're trying to destabilize this country so they can take it over and freaking replace our country, which is based on the Constitution and the ideals of the founding fathers. Yes, they were flawed, and some of them were assholes with slaves, but hey, but at least the ideas and that we built upon, that we've tried to carry on into the new centuries, So here we are in the 21st century, and we're rehashing shit from the 20th century. We're doing the same. Our country is doing the same crap now to Hispanic people, because they're not just going after illegal immigrants. They're going after legal immigrants. They're going after citizens, anybody who looks a certain way. And don't tell me they're not doing that because they have deported American citizens. They've deported people that they're not supposed to deport. And I mean, you go look on the DHS website. Go on Facebook or other social media and go to the DHS page and see all of the freaking racist, disgusting things they're posting. And there was one post about the um, remigration. Remigration is it, it's a it, it's basically a form of what do they call it? It's a form of um oh, come on. I hate it. Once I want to say something, I can't think of the words. Um, it's not race. Oh, I hate it. Anyways, it's a white supremacist concept. It's an idea that gets rid of all the people that you don't like, usually brown skinned people, and um, gets rid of all of them, sends them back to their. And it's not just non-citizens; it's citizens too. Oh, what was I thinking? Ethnic cleansing. It's a form of ethnic cleansing, which is basically a nicer way of saying genocide, because genocide doesn't always have to be killing people. It can be pushing them out of the country. And I mean, if we want to push everybody back to their ancestral homeland, our white asses need to go back to England and other parts of Europe, wherever we're from. So I mean, this place. Oh, and then they're going after Native Americans. Excuse me, they have more of a right to be here than the rest of us. Oh, except I have a little bit, but full-blooded ones. Oh yeah, they have every right. I'm part Native American. I'm a 16th Seminole, and that means that sounds 16th, but all that means is okay. All that means is my great grandmother was um, half Seminole, which means one of her parents was full blooded. So it only goes back. It's only a few generations. So anyways, so I had right to be here more than people who I don't know if there's that many white people who don't have Native American blood, man. But we're all mixed nowadays. But the whole thing is this is insanity. This is pushing white supremacist fascist concepts. And so I know I'm going a little long here for me. So anyways, happy Martin Luther King Day. Be vigilant. Be out there and go to protests. Go out there and let your mind be heard. Be careful, because if you're going anywhere near ICE facilities or ICE, they are going to hurt you if they can. And don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. They want you to throw rocks or do whatever they can see as violence, to where they can point the finger. And not only that, I mean, if they're going after you and doing violence now, if you give them an excuse, they'll kill you. They will kill you, and the fucking government in charge will blame it on you, how it's all your fault, and because when they jumped in front of your car, they had no other thing than to kill you, which is ridiculous because it's been ruled. It was ruled last year, that they cannot do that. That them putting themselves in harm does not justify them shooting you or shooting your tires or any of that. Especially when the fact that is, if you're not doing anything wrong, if you're an American citizen, and or even not even that, if you're a even if you're a legal resident, you're not a citizen yet. Um, they could not they cannot stop you and try to do all this shit they're doing, pull you out of your car just because they don't like what you're doing. No, they can't do that unless they believe you're actually doing something wrong. But they're gonna try that now because they decided to, Trump decided makes up the rules now. So he says, oh, well, they can't do that. If they film you, it's obstruction. No, it's not obstruction. You know why they don't want you to film them? They don't want you to film them because it's evidence. It's evidence that's going to be used against the entire Trump um, administration and all the people they'd hired to do all this violence. So, okay. So gone long on this. I got to go in, take the groceries in. See you guys later. This has been another episode of Chris Speaks. I'll see you guys later.